3, 2, 1, action.
Good day, everybody. My name is Walter Fossa, and today I'll be pitching my game to you. The name of my game is going to be called Color Learner, and obviously it's based on me. Yeah, the task for this unit is to create a game that caters to a unique audience profile, and the profile I chose was a children's educational game that caters for 3 to 5-year-olds. In this task, I aim to create a game that is fun and contains educational material for children, as well as it should have easy controls. My primary target audience is children that have low attention span, and how I plan to achieve this is how I plan to cater to them is by using bright colors, as well as using songs that they are familiar with, such as Old MacDonald's and other songs in that category. My secondary target audience are their parents. Right, the age group I've been given do not work. They're still children, obviously. So I need to create taglines and a beautiful cover that would appeal to their parents and allow them to purchase the game for the children. I conducted research into battle styles, which is basically a test to determine what type of gamer you are. And obviously my result isn't here, but from mine, I found out that I was 67% an explorer, which means I like to explore different games and different places in a game. I also conducted primary research on a game that I was inspired by, which we'll get into later. Oh, I forgot to change that one. That's fine. I conducted research into demographics. These are physical characteristics that people have that we can use to group them. For example, population census. What else? Let me think of one. We have lifespan, mortality rates. These are our examples. Psychographics are also attributes that we can use to group a particular set of people. This is their attitudes towards things and their personality. For example, someone can like watching a drama and I'm more of an action person, so there's going to be a difference, and we can group each other in separate ways using psychographics. An audience profile is a detailed explanation of some sort of what a particular person does when they're grouped in a target audience. So games, I did research on games within the allocated target audience, which is Timetable Rockstars. This is a game that uses cartoonish visuals and has rockstar songs, so heavy metal songs, and it's used to teach children timetable. We have Human Body Adventure for kids. This is used to teach biology, less formal biology for children. And then we have CBB Little Learners. This contains various educational games. I did short research into these just to give an idea of the the target audience that I've been given. Next slide. My inspiration and the type of game that I want to create. So I did research into Leopard, which I mentioned before. This is basically like Mario, right? But focuses on a leprechaun and has that leprechaun elements in it. We have Jungle Adventures, which is the same thing, and Leopard Z is just like that, but then the enemies are zombies, and it's a bit harder, so it's an advanced level of the first one. My game idea is a side profile game, like Mario and Leopard, which I mentioned. The game's mechanics focus on adventure and exploration, and it's going to have the map is going to have holes, crevices, and enemies, if I do have enough time, as well as pressure plates that activate information and words that are going to be displayed, teaching children the history of colors, how colors are made, what they were derived from. An example of that is purple. Purple was very expensive back in the day because of where it came from. Yeah. The selling point of my game is the amount of information the game will contain. I am not limiting the game to just primary colors, which is basically taught around the age of that I've been given. I'm going to add secondary colors and tertiary colors. This allows for progress. When the child gets older, they can revisit the game and learn more. Alright. My project proposal, it contains the information that I said before. I also plan to create a captivating background and environment to further beautify the game. Right? I plan to document research and add screenshots and screen recordings to my websites. I plan to create a structured timetable, and how I plan to do this is during the days we have class, I plan to use that for my documentation. So all the words, how I created the game would be written during those days. And during the days we don't have class. During the days we have class, I plan to take screenshots, take screen recordings, and develop the game. I also plan to create a questionnaire to collect feedback from parents and children alike, so I can determine if my game met the criteria. Right. This is a fictional audience profile that I created, and it's of my Cocaine, who is a 4-year-old. He's male. Obviously, someone that's 4 years old would be going to nursery. They don't have zero income, and I put pocket money there because of most times during Christmas, relatives might want to give gifts, and they might give that in form of money. Right. Location, London. Occupation, obviously, the child does nothing. The family size of 3, mother, father. Values, he values nap time and playtime. A kid his age has nothing to do except from that. Interests, dinosaurs, cartoons, playgrounds, and mobile games. Lifestyle preferences, eat, play, sleep, watch cartoons. Buying motivations, from research that wasn't stated here, obviously, I found out that colors and characters, certain characters, are really important to people of that age group. See, purchasing habits as well. So when they purchase something, they look at the colors, they look at if the item has characters like Spider-Man, Frozen, all those characters. Usage patterns. Kids in this age group have, like I said, low attention span, so they tend to play around a lot. And like I put there, he's most likely to play when he is bored and has nothing to do. Brand loyalty. He's a kid, he has no loyalty to any brand, which leads to him exploring as much brands as he wants. This is a personal mind map of my game. The game is going to be a mobile game. Obviously, it's going to cater to the age 3 to 5, and it's going to be available in the Play Store and the App Store. Like I stated before, I plan to create a section for primary colors, secondary colors, and tertiary colors. That is the aim of the game, which is to teach your children about the history of colors and how colors fit. Thank you. That's the end.
Any questions?
Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Once you finish the demo of your game, are you planning on releasing it on any other platforms other than mobile?
Not really, to be fair, because I don't see a 3 to 5 year old having a PS5 or a PC, and even if they do, I don't think they have the knowledge for that kind of gameplay and control system. Alec?
You talked about your game having progression. Can you talk more about that?
Okay, so obviously being in nursery school, that's where you're first introduced to certain things, like colors, for example. You're first introduced to yellow, red, blue. Those are the primary colors that we know of, right? Where as you progress further in age and class, you're introduced to secondary colors, which green and the other colors. And then tertiary colors, as we know, which are teal, violet, magenta. You don't really get to know that until you get to somewhere middle school or high school, right? I plan to put that in just as a, I don't want to call it a safe measure, but just to help in case, right? If, as the child progresses in education, the child can always revisit the game and trying to get ahead of the class, right, by playing the game. Yeah. Any other question?
You know how like it's gonna be a colour game?
Yeah.
Is it like you know how like jar games have like when you click the red, it'll say red, or
Yeah.
blue, it'll say blue. Are you gonna do something like that?
I think I might do something like that. It's between two choices, which is having it hiding the color, right? So it just pops up randomly on the screen, catching them by surprise, or having a label that says, "Oh, this is red, this is green, this is blue." It's optional. I'll visit that during the development phase. Yeah. Is that all?
I was going to say, I just thought about how are you going to incorporate like sounds, music, because you could talk about, you know, the colours of the rainbow. That is, how could you incorporate sound into the game?
How would
To
I?
keep them engaged, you know.
Okay. For example, I want to have a background sound. So while they are playing the game, there's kind of a song playing, and then for when they click on the pressure plates, for example, there should be an alarming sound. How do I explain it? Like when you get coins in the game, there's a kind of a money
Yeah.
sound, right? That's something I would like to do.
Okay.
So a sound that catches them by surprise, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all. Right. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Well done. Yeah. Very interesting.